Can you play F1 2019 on keyboard with no assists? Well, to find out, unsurprisingly, I've jumped on F1 2019, got my keyboard out, got my GoPro out, and here we are. And you see straight away, struggling to find the buttons. And you see at the top there, we've got keyboard cam. Sorry for the very slightly sort of strange angle for that. I had to sort of film it above and then had to adjust the angle in the edit. So it's a little bit weird, but I think it's turned out okay. But I've used completely standard setup for this then. Standard, well, obviously standard car setup, but also standard game, standard keyboard settings, everything's just completely standard. I've just jumped on and just wanted to see just how hard it was. I've never actually tried to play on keyboard with no assists. I've done the odd thing when I'm testing something here and there on a keyboard, but I've always put the assists on for obvious reasons. So, I mean, obviously the reason this is hard is because you can't modulate anything. It's either full throttle or no throttle, full brakes or no brakes. The steering's not too bad because the game's designed to work with a pad, so the steering does get softened a little bit. It's not as soon as you steer you're at full opposite lock. There's a lot of dampening in there in the game, so the steering's not too bad. But it's really just the throttle and brake that's hardest. But of course, usually you use an assist. You can see me still struggling with my buttons here. The buttons I found a little bit strange. It's actually again I wanted to use default buttons. I didn't want to fiddle with it too much. It's just to see how the game is as standard. And I'm using A and Z for throttle and brakes. That's the standard. So A is throttle, Z is brake. Then you've got full stop and comma, or period, I guess, if you're in America, for left and right. So that kind of works okay. You're sort of using both hands. It's not too bad. The slightly weird thing, though, I found was that the shift up is space, which is okay. But then downshift is the shift key, which is a little bit strange. So, like, you'll see me throughout this video struggling to downshift and to get it slowed down because it's not natural to press Z and then use the shift key to downshift. It takes a little bit of getting used to. I think I would fare better actually if like shift was brake and Z was downshift or something. It would feel perhaps a bit more natural, like almost like a left to right type thing. But anyway, we're making our way on this lap slowly but surely. We're going to try and beat the default Ghost. He's very, very slow, and I'm still miles behind him due to my couple of spins. You can see me there accidentally going left. I think I just got a bit confused with my buttons there. And we'll see what we'll get for our first lap time and see if we can beat that. And it's not going to be a quick one. We're already into the 1 minute 50s. I think a good wheel time would be into the sort of 29s-ish. I don't really know. Not into the 19s certainly, so probably mid to late 29s is a guesstimate. And we've got under 2 minutes. We are under 2 minutes for our first lap, 1 minute 58.8. And let's skip ahead a couple of laps then. So that was my very first ever lap on keyboard on F1 29 with no assists. And now we're jumping ahead to lap 4. So we had a couple of laps of practice. And let's see how we get on. I will say straight away, it says the Ghost got ahead, just spins ahead of us. But if some of you guys could subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic news. I looked at my stats the other day and somehow there's only about 10% of my viewers are subscribed. So for everyone that watches this video right now, or everyone that watches the video the last 28 days as of recording this video, we probably hit, well, best part of 100,000 subs, probably, not far off that. So if you could subscribe, that would be great, really help the channel, and of course turn off notifications as well if you do like my content. Turn on notifications, I think I just said turn off. Anyway, this lap is not going too well. We've had another couple of laps of practice and we're still absolutely shocking at it. You see in the top left, it does say our PB is a 30.7, so that will be a lap that wasn't legit, which is why in the top right it still says our best is a 58 because we would have taken corner cuts and extensions and blah 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 blah. So it's not been going great. You can see me still struggling. I'm getting used to the buttons a little bit now. Again, default buttons, I'm getting used to them a little bit. You can see me there taking that nice and flat, a little bit of sliding, but we get away with that nicely. And we're actually half a second up on our best. I'm not sure which that lap time that is, to be honest. And you see me there taking my hand off the keyboard. I did gesticulate off camera. I wasn't quite caught by the GoPro, unfortunately. But that's frustrating because what can I do about that? It's just losing it in a high-speed section. I wasn't really even braking or doing any power. I was doing nothing special and it just lost it. I think it's just the rear wheels, the rear tyres just being a little bit dirty. There's absolutely nothing I could do about that whatsoever, so that was quite frustrating. And opening DRS. DRS is F, you probably would have seen, which that works okay. DRS to being F is okay. Again, took a bit of getting used to. And it's from this moment on, really, well, we're going to jump ahead in just a second. It's from that moment on that I start to think, right, okay, concentrate now, stop pressing the wrong buttons, get your head in the game. So basically, before every braking zone, I'm thinking, right, which buttons brake? Make sure you press that button, and this button's downshift. So I'm really conscious about what I'm doing. That lap was actually a 2 minute 11, so slower than our first lap somehow. And here we go then. So this is on board my 6th lap. So we skipped 1 lap there. Nice and flat through the first couple of corners. Bit of a poor exit to this lap, but we'll get over that. Braking nicely. That was actually quite nice. Nice line. Good braking. We haven't got ABS, of course. No traction control. No ABS. No automatic gears. We are using no assist whatsoever. Just trying to get on the power there. Doing it reasonably well in the end. And opening DRS. We're just a little bit up on our best. Not an excess mark. I think that best must be our PB from the top left. So that isn't the 1 minute 58. That is the lap that we actually did okay on. So being up on that time is good news. Running a little bit deep there. Trying to keep it in quite a high gear. Because it does help. You see me tapping the throttle there. That's the only real way to modulate. And unfortunately losing the back end once again. Tapping the throttle is the only real way to modulate the throttle. Of course, it's either on or off. So the only other thing to do would be to turn traction control on. Which I'm not going to do for this video, obviously. Would be to shift up. So maybe I could go through there in like 6th, 7th or 8th gear. But it's just not... It's not the way the game should be played, is it? I mean, you see me there, again, gesticulating with my hand. You did see a bit of it there, just losing it through that turn. I was full throttle, but I have gone full throttle previously, so I think that must have been just dirty tyres. And, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not designed to go around the track in 8th gear. I could do that. It would just probably be slower, though. I just need to learn to tap the throttle to modulate it. That is actually, incidentally, what the AI do. That's how the AI traction control works. They can, of course, tap it a hell of a lot quicker than me, but... And you see me there gesticulating. Once again, I just lost it there. That wasn't even quick. That was really slow through there and still losing it. So I need to be really careful now and just trundle around, just clean up my rear tyres. This is not going well. Yes, that is actually what the AI do. So where they exit corners with traction control, they basically get on full throttle, and then when they start to lose traction, they go to 0% throttle and back on power again. So that's the way that they modulate the throttle. So that's the way that I'm doing it. That's clearly the way the game is designed to do. Of course, in real life, you'd get a big lag. You know, you get a bit of a turbo lag, but the new generation of Formula 1 cars are pretty good at getting rid of turbo lag. You definitely get an internal combustion engine lag. There is, you know, I'm sure you guys will know from driving road cars that there is that lag between when you press the power button. Even with a naturally aspirated quick car, there is still a slight lag between when you press the power, press the throttle and put some fuel into the engine, and when you actually get power, just the nature of it. So of course it wouldn't work in real life, but this is a game, thankfully, that is designed to work with the AI. So here we go then, on another lap. We'll see if we can actually finish this lap in somewhat of a decent time. Looks like my tyres are a little, I say cleaned up. We actually managed to catch a slide there. That's probably one of my first caught slides. It's very, very hard to catch a slide. Again, that's because of the dampening of the steering. Makes it really, really hard to catch a slide because it just doesn't steer against the slide enough. It's really, really hard to catch. So I'm feeling the pain of not only keyboard players but pad players here. And you see that just running a little bit tight. That's going to disallow my lap, unfortunately, which it does indeed. Can't see the penalty at the top behind the keyboard, but you can see in the top left we have got the warning flag. So this has been disallowed. Coming to the exit now. Again, just modulating the throttle. That corner's not too bad at getting an exit, actually. It's really not too bad at all. You can, because you're in 4th gear and you already got some speed, you can be a little bit aggressive with the throttle, shall I say. You do need to make sure the car's pretty much in a straight line before you do. And come through this section now then, and a bit of a corner cut again, unfortunately, but we've already got the cut. So we're keeping up rather, with our fastest lap at the moment. So we're starting to get the hang of this now and starting to increase our speed bit by bit. DRS is wide open. We just learning the buttons. I think the buttons being second nature is a key part of this, and after that you can learn to modulate the throttle. Why can't I say that a little bit better? And coming into the final section now, we're only about half a second off, under half a second off our best. It's been a pretty good lap overall so far. Just taking a few stabs there. I didn't want to cut. I was really mindful of cutting corners here, so I wanted this next lap to be the one. So I was really mindful of getting on the power nicely, but we're going to run wide. Yeah, we have indeed run wide, so I'm going to restart that. We want to get a good lap in if we can, and we want to get a penalty-free good lap because that'll put us on the leaderboards, and we will see where we rank. Here we go then. Let's go again. So we're taking our learnings. We're quite good at locking the brakes, actually. I've only just really clocked that. Did manage to lock the brakes into that last turn, but we haven't really done that too much at all, have we? It must be said. So here we go then. This will be our final lap of the session. And we'll see if we can improve what we've done. So 8th gear, totally flat for the first turn. Getting it also down nicely, but just going a little bit too wide. That was my fault for not steering. I backed off the steering because I thought we were turning a bit early, and then that ended up pushing us hugely wide. Bit of a poor exit there, getting a little bit hesitant. But as soon as we're in a straight line, we give it full beans. DRS is wide open, is it? At some point, maybe. Now it's wide open. Clearly just forgetting about that there, just concentrating on what I'm doing. 10th up in the first sector, that's pretty good. Getting also down, that's quite a nice line. Yeah, we kind of sacrificed it a little bit, but that'll do. That's better than we've done previously. Nice wide line for the next turn. Get on the power nicely. That was nice. On the power nice and early. You can see we're 6 tenths up now and gaining down this little straight. And this next corner should be full throttle in theory. Are we full throttle? We are indeed. Brave through there. That was a nice line, actually. We're actually even ahead of Molly, whoever she is, on the leaderboards. She's just a random person that the game has given us to race against. 7 tenths up on our previous best, and taking it nicely through there. Oh, bit of a cut, but actually for some reason the game doesn't disallow our lap, so we will we'll take it. And again, DRS, where is it? There it is. You eventually activate the DRS, and 7, so we gained about 6 tenths in the middle sector then, so this is looking good. We can nail the final sector. This will be our best lap, and will we be able to get into the, what were we, 34 is our best lap. All very wide, and again, game doesn't give us a penalty. Very, very lucky there. Getting also down. Can we turn it in nicely? Yes, we can. Shifting up to 4th nice and early because we want to get good XE if we can. On the throttle, full throttle now. Going to go full throttle to the line. I think, yes, we are. We are going to be a second up. Yeah, just over a second up. So another 3 or 4 tenths or so in the final sector. That gives us a 1 minute 33.839. And you can see that didn't manage to beat Molly. Molly was about a second up on us. But that was the combined best sectors that we've done. You see there, well, actually, because of penalties, technically our previous best lap was 43 seconds slower than that. But ignoring the penalties, there was a lap that was about a second, 1.1 off. So there we go. But we managed the best sector in all of our time. So that was pretty much the maximum we could do in the first sort of 15 minutes of playing or so. We'll certainly take it. And, well, the answer to the question is that keyboard, you can play it with no assist. It's just very, very hard. And I think realistically, if you're on keyboard, the best bet is to turn on a bit of traction control. You can maybe get away with ABS, but realistically, a bit of traction control, bit of ABS will just help you hugely. And I thank you all for watching. Bye bye.